Good afternoon, fellow Guyanese, especially our national athletes, sportsmen and women. You know, sports is an important part of the life of any country. You know, most of our national joy and feeling of pride, a lot of it comes from our success at sports and sports in every area. Not only cricket and football, but whether it be squash, boxing, tennis, basketball, volleyball, you name it, even in chess, and all the sporting event that we compete at the international level brings a sense of joy and pride to us as a country. And I'm sure that most of us will understand the joy and pride of every athlete who wear a national uniform or who put on that national uniform to represent our country and represent who we are in their various disciplines. Over the course of the last few hours, I've engaged a lot of sportsmen and women. I've received a lot of calls from different sportsmen, men and women, and they are very concerned about, and I share their concern about the way in which the governance mechanism of the different sports discipline is handled in our country. I know the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, Minister Charles, and I spoke about this matter, and he's been doing a lot to improve the accountability, responsibility, and governance structure. But much of it is outside of the hands of government because a lot of these sporting bodies are independent. Nevertheless, once you are putting on national colors, then a country, a government, every single aspect and stakeholder in that country must be responsible, and we must all play our part in ensuring that those who are wearing our national colors are treated fairly, to ensure that they are treated with a high degree of respect, dignity, and also that they exercise responsibility in doing what is right, in representing our country, representing themselves, and wearing that national uniform. You know, over the sometime last week, I engaged Kevin Ali Cochran. I felt his pain. Today I saw another article in the newspaper explaining the anguish and pain that he went through. And I share a lot of what Nicolette said today in Guyana Times in an interview as to how we can ensure that these setbacks never occur. And I've given this a lot of thought, and I believe that there must be a holistic conversation. Though the sporting bodies are independent, as I said, wearing the national color requires a level of responsibility that they also must demonstrate. I believe strongly that there must be some minimum standards that must be set for all our teams or athletes when they represent our country. There must be a minimum threshold. And a lot of these associations, they get financing, they get funding to support athletes' development, to support the participation of athletes in these events. So it is time, I think, that from a national level, and I've had a discussion with the Minister of Sports, Youth, Sports and Culture, and I've asked him to engage all the sporting bodies and the athletes in ensuring that we set a minimum standard. A team going to represent Guyana with all the sporting discipline, whether it's in the South American Games, the whatever games they are, whether it's organized by the Olympic Association or whoever, there must be a minimum standard that is set. For example, physiotherapists, basic medical personnel, those persons must be assigned to teams when they're leaving to represent Guyana, so that our athletes can be treated with dignity, that they can have the assurance of some sort of medical support, physiotherapy support. I think this is important for us as a country. This is important for our athletes. We can't ask our athletes to give us of their best and to perform at the optimal level when we don't support them to do so. So the governance structure, better coordination, because I think the government and the ministry would now emphasize more coordination in ensuring that those teams that are selected from the association to represent Guyana, that before they leave Guyana, that there is a clear understanding of the responsibility of the association, of the athletes, and that everyone signs off to a minimum set of standards to support the athletes, to support the association, and the government would help in ensuring that those minimum standards are adhered to. So there would be greater involvement and participation at the ministry level in bringing that coordination, in overseeing the governance, and I think that we need to have a national conversation on the governance of sporting institutions, their responsibility, their accountability. This is important. We cannot have institutions that are not accountable or responsible for their actions. And our athletes too need to be accountable and responsible, and I'm sure that they are, and they will continue to do their best in ensuring that they maintain a minimum level of fitness, that they ensure that they maintain a minimum standard that allows them to represent our country. So I believe strongly in sports. We are putting more investment into sports, into the facilities, but we also need to put investment and time into the governance institutions, and in ensuring that minimum standards are set and adhered to when athletes represent us as a country and as a people. To all the athletes, I share your pain. I want you to know that you have our full support. Many of you have alluded to the support over the last 2 years, the lack of support that you have had, and the investments that we are making. We'll continue to make these investments. We'll continue to ensure that we do our part from government to build our sporting institution, to build our athletes, and to reach out to have you fully supported when you wear our national colors with such pride and hope. And I want to personally thank all of you who have done tremendously well, and those who are up and coming, to know that we are going to work on ensuring that the sacrifices of the past and the challenges of the past are not problems of the future. So I thought that I should address this issue, and having the opportunity to talk to many of our national athletes, and having the opportunity to receive call from many of them during the course of today, I want to assure you that as a government that we are going to work closely with the associations to hold them accountable, also to set a set of minimum standards that must be adhered to when athletes are representing us. Continue to do well, continue to train, and to the associations, let us continue to work together in building strong institutions with better governance, better systems, so that we can support our athletes to do better and to bring more glory and pride to our country. Thank you very much.